you know you've got something badly wrong. And too many people are making that calculation because the tax system is wrong. The threshold at which you pay income tax has been frozen for so many years. And that's why you've got to lift that threshold so that going to work pays.
If they ever got into power, you've heard reformers talk about proposals to raise the tax thresholds from 12,500 to 20,000. Here, Labour MP Barry Gardiner explains what impact that would have on the public purse.
People make the calculation, if I go to work, I'll have more money in my pocket at the end
Richard,
of the week. I hope we can agree on that.
I heard you say that earlier today, actually. You advocated raising the threshold from 12,500 to 20,000.
Which was in our contract at the election.
But obviously you hadn't done the arithmetic, because what that would do is it would straight away reduce the money coming into the public purse by 9.75 billion a year. Now, if you also include the freezing of the threshold, which is 1.3 billion, you take that up to about 11.5 billion a year, you would be costing the exchequer. Now, that's 11.5 billion that's not going to defence, that's not going to the NHS, that's not going to be spent on public services. Where are you going to get it from? You're going to have to borrow.
No, I'm going to scrap net stupid zero and save £30 billion.
Yeah, and
even the Climate Change Committee agrees with me.
As with all things net zero, when uttered by Tice, it needs to be examined closely. Recently, he falsely claimed net zero was to blame for the chaos at Heathrow. He was totally wrong. And alongside his adoption of green technologies for his own businesses and reform taking millions in donations from fossil fuel interests, anything he says is probably bullshit, as Gardiner is about to point out here.
Yeah, you see, I heard you say that as well, and
bills have gone up 280 quid
I heard you
since the election, Barry.
Let him respond.
Energy bills have gone up since the election 280 quid, about 18%, despite the fact that Ed Miliband told us the bills would come down.
And the reason they have is...
When will the bills come down?
Well, the reason they've gone up, of course, is because of the tie of your electricity bill to the wholesale gas market, and international gas prices have gone up. But I heard you say it earlier. You only half quoted what the Committee on Climate Change say, because you're right, they say net zero cost will be about 0.2% of UK GDP, 0.2%.
30 billion quid a year,
right?
To the taxpayer.
No, not to the taxpayer, and that's what they say. They say it's actually most of it played by the private sector, and if you didn't
give it to you,
sorry,
they're not going to want their money back?
No. They're investing it in the infrastructure. They're paying it in the infrastructure. And what happens is, if you don't invest, the cost, this is what they say, which you didn't quote, they say that actually the cost of not doing it would be infinitely more.
Absolute rubbish. Funny.
Well, you disagree with them on that point, but you're happy to quote them on the point that you think makes the point you want.
Click here for Tice gets it all wrong about net zero and Heathrow.